They dived in to find where she lives, find where all these people live, what are we going to do about her, can we hack her email, like instantly. And then all of these accounts started being made to yell at me on Twitter, to talk about really disgusting personal details, to make photoshops of me, and talk about, like, make really disgusting sexual comments. And it's, the first thing you lose is all perspective. It's like you're just constantly surrounded by nothing but hate, and it's virulent and it's everywhere, and it's, especially someone with an anxiety disorder, it's like I fell into it, and it was like falling into static.
So that was around, what, 2 months ago,
yeah.
And it started what everyone's referring to now as Gamergate. We've asked lots of people what they think Gamergate is, and you get completely different answers on different issues. To you, what does it mean? What does Gamergate mean?
To me, Gamergate will always be glorified revenge porn by my angry ex. Before it had a name, it was nothing but trying to get me to kill myself, trying to get people to hurt me, going after my family. Gamergate will always be that to me. There was no mention of ethics in journalism at all, outside of making the same accusation everybody makes towards any successful woman, that clearly she got to where she is because she had sex with someone.
Because there are women that do support Gamergate,
Mm-hmm.
quite strongly. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Kind of sadness and shame, because I was that way when I was a teenager. When being a girl is treated as such a center of your identity, any other women can be seen as a threat to that. And so people end up attacking. You always get pitted against other women. You're always in competition with other women instead of everybody. So it makes me incredibly sad. And I can't even talk to those people, because it's like, it's too close to home. I remember being like that.
A few people would argue that the net result of some of that is actually that gaming journalism ethics are being looked at in the way they never have done before. I mean, has there been any value to this at all in your eyes?
No. All of the ethics concerns that they've raised are incredibly directed at people with the least power in the industry. Nobody's talking about the relationships between major publishers and press. Any of the real concerns that people should have about ethics in journalism have been completely ignored. One
of the threats that I saw made against you that kind of stood out for me was the one that said, next time she goes to a games conference, let's give her, I think it was a crippling injury was the phrase. We're at a games conference. How do you feel being here, given that sort of comment being out there?
Anxious. It sucks. I used to go to game events and feel like I was going home, and now it's just like, are any of the people that I'm currently in a room with the ones that said that they wanted to, like, beat me to death? Who here is seeing the naked photos of me that's been circulating? Who here, is just talking to me so that they can go tell the internet? It's happened at other conferences since, like, somebody's just like, oh, I just wanted to see why the internet hates you so much, but you're actually, like, kind of a normal person. I'm like, yeah. It's like trying to survive, and then it's like trying to put on this face that, because there's pressure from the other side where so many people are looking to me and being like, oh, you haven't given in yet, then that means a lot to me. So it's like I can't let down those people, so I have to hide all that and then go out and be Zoe the symbol instead of Zoe the person. And it's something I was never hoping for. It's nothing I ever wanted to do. I just wanted to sit behind my computer and make dumb games and it's like I've ceased to become a person, and now I'm a talking point. And I don't know how to adjust to that.
Does that give you a defiance? Do you feel that, it's interesting you mentioned that someone came to you and said, the fact that you're still doing this is making me feel better about it. I mean, that must spur you on quite a lot.
I've taught young girls how to make games, and I know they're watching, and I know if they leave, they're going to see it and maybe not enter. I have a folder on my desktop called Those Who Left, and every time somebody sends me a message saying, like, hey, I really admire your strength, but it's not worth it for me, I'm leaving.
How big's the folder?
It's disturbingly big. That's one of the reasons I can't back down, because I save these, and I'm gonna hopefully go back through it in a few years, and maybe they'll be back. And it's like there's no out for me. This isn't just gonna go away. My ex's revenge on me is now a fixture in the industry that I work in, and that sucks. That sucks beyond belief. So I haven't figured out how to adapt yet. I hope I can. Being able to live somewhere would be a nice start. Having some semblance of stability so I could actually work on stuff and move on would be great. And I don't know. I don't think I can stop. And I think the simple fact of the matter for me is I love games more than they hate me.